Welcome back to Dad and Daughters Collectibles. Today, I want to preview 2025 Allen & Ginter. I will be posting this on Sunday, November 2nd. Pre-orders for this go live on Monday, the 3rd at noon Eastern, 11 Central. I'm in Central, that's why I said that. So pre-orders are available November 3rd. We don't know pricing yet, but I'm going to get into a little bit of what that might be, along with some changes this year and kind of the pros and cons of Allen and Ginter. So first and foremost, I got into collecting again last year in November of 2024, and I purchased two hobby boxes to start out collecting. One was 2024 Score Football. The other was 2024 Allen and Ginter Baseball. There is only baseball. I had been watching videos for years on collecting off and on. And one set that I always said to myself, if I get back into collecting, I am 100% going to be buying Allen and Ginter. I love the aesthetic of the set. I love the theming of the set. I love the weird inserts, the celebrities. I'm not a big celebrity chaser, but I love that it's sort of all encompassing baseball, pop culture, etc. And so I am a huge Allen and Ginter fan. I think when you look at a lot of the cards start to blend together over time, and which set was this, and Allen and Ginter is one that you can always point to and go, that's Allen and Ginter, as opposed to, oh, was that Chrome or was that Prism or was that, that it all bleeds together at some point. Whereas Allen and Ginter just stands out above the crowd. Yes, it says bold right on the front of the card, Allen and Ginter, but it stands out. So from a fan standpoint, I love Allen and Ginter. From a value standpoint, I don't know if I do or not, and that's where having a tight budget comes into play and deciding on what you're going to buy. I love the design. This is the 2024 design. I liked the 2024 design. I think the 2025 design is better. I love the little extra color. I love the bannering is a little different. I think it looks real good this year. So design wise, looks great. You can see here some of the different inserts this year. They have, it looks like a lighthouse set, a state bird set. There are these minis, which are uniform countdown. So I think it's a uniform number and a significant player at each of those numbers. You've got here this World Series card. There's always little insert sets and things like that. Again, we don't have the full checklist, so there's some speculation here, and I apologize for that. You can read here in the release things that are the exact same as last year. There's a 300 card base set with 50 short prints. Last year, cards 1 through 300 were the base set. 301 through 350 were the short prints. Those sell decently well right at the start, but over time dry up as set collectors fill their sets. And if it's not a significant player, it just doesn't carry a lot of weight in the hobby. Again, looks like there's some maybe more inserts this year. There's Sweet Victory here, Wicked Curves, and then the State Birds, which we mentioned. Looks like Chrome are included, and Metal Mini Parallels. Not sure what those are. I think they might have been the last year, but again, I wasn't fortunate enough to open any. Some cut signatures, which are always in there. DNA relics. I think they've had dinosaur fossils in. I'm not sure if those will be in. We don't have a list again. And then the rip cards. Everyone loves the rip cards. I would love to open a rip card. I've considered just buying one, but yeah, I would love to open one myself and actually rip the card. It would be awesome. The biggest change, though, from last year to this year is this. Each hobby box contains 2 hits. It can be an on-card auto, a framed relic, a rip card, or vintage buybacks. And that is a big difference. Last year was just one, relic or auto, and most of the time it was a relic. The vintage buybacks are interesting because those were not in last year. So again, if one of your 2 hits is a vintage buyback, but it's sort of not a marquee name, that kind of stinks to get that as your hit when, it's a Scott Brocious, right? It's like, hey, Scott Brocious, not that he's in the set, but was a nice player in the late 90s and early 2000s. I don't want that as one of my two hits. Is what it comes down to, right? Um, so it'll be interesting to see the collation, and that's where I struggle a bit with this set because as much as I love the aesthetic and design, the value is really hard. And let me talk a little bit about that. So I've done here is done some eBay searches. This is just on buy it now, so it's not necessarily what cards are selling for. But I did one player from last year, Jackson Churio, who was certainly one of the bigger rookies last year. And you can see these, you got, I want to say around 6 chromes per hobby box. And, you would think, oh, that was a pretty good hit, but these are $2 to $3 cards for almost every rookie except for Paul Skeens, and maybe except for like Shohei and Judge might be a little bit more. So you get these low value parallels, for lack of a better term. Again, I love them. I have no problem collecting them. But in terms of price, you're not getting a ton of return on those parallels. I got one refractor, so it's a chrome refractor. There's chrome and chrome refractors. I got one chrome refractor in each box. One of them was an Ellie De La Cruz. I got really excited. I thought, cool, this is probably a big hit. Well, I'm going to show you. Oh, that's the X Fractor. Sorry, let me scroll over here. Here is the refractor of Churio, right? It's not Ellie, I understand that, but comparable. They were both rookies in the same set. Here is the refractor for $2.99. So again, versus the chrome, it holds almost no extra value. Here's another one for $4.50. Here's one. So again, it's what is a much harder card to hit, just doesn't carry a ton of weight again, right? So even if you get a really, you get an Ellie chrome and a Churio refractor, you're thinking you're doing pretty well, and that's like $7 worth of cards for a $130 hobby box, right? So again, the value's not huge, and value's not everything, but we don't have enough money. You can't drop 130 on a hobby box and get $10 back every time because you're just at some point you're just going to go, why am I doing this? Right? There has to be some value proposition there. And if your average box is going to be $10 or $20 worth of cards, it's hard to justify the purchase, right? Even though you get entertainment from it. These were case hits. So this is the X Fractors. These were case hits. I opened a Babe Ruth X Fractor in one of my two boxes. I got super excited. Oh man, this is a big card. Maybe this is 25 or $50. Maybe I want to save this. Maybe I want to grade it. Here's a Churio case hit rookie, right? 350 card set, meaning every 350 cases or every 2,000 hobby boxes you get one, and it's just not a big card. It's a very nice card, but it's not a huge card. And so again, you can pick these up for here's 25 or 28, right? And you can say, well, these are 50, but they're not that hard to come by. They're not super expensive, even if you hit one. And then the last thing is numbered cards start at 50. So they're almost impossible to get. They're super duper hard to get a numbered card. And now these do have some value, right? $100 is your starting point. Here's a PSA 8 for 80. But hitting one is, in my two hobby boxes and some retail, did not hit a numbered card. So they're just really hard to get a hit out of. And then you have that's just sort of what you would expect in a hobby box, right? Then you have what are your hits, your rip cards, your autos, and your mems. And I got two mems. One of them was this mem. It is a $2 Jurickson Profar mem. So, I got a $10 Babe Ruth X Fractor, a $2 mem, and maybe $10 worth of Chrome cards for a $130 hobby box with one of my two boxes. And it's hard to go back to the well again when that's your experience. And it felt, that Babe Ruth again felt like it should have been a big card, and it just wasn't. Um, so, and that's kind of the point here with Allen and Ginter is as cool as it is, and as great as the aesthetic looks, I have found the hit rate, even watching other videos, is really, really tough. So the question is, in 2025, have they made any changes? And on pre-release day, if there is any sort of odds posted, unfortunately, the rate at which these things sell out, you basically don't have time to go read the odds and determine if you think it's going to be worth it or not. So if the odds get posted, we're going to do it. We'll, take a look and see if The hit rate looks good. See if there's maybe more numbered cards this year. That would be a great addition. Or is it going to be like last year? In which case, I don't know if buying one of these is worth it, even though I absolutely love it. This may be one of those where it's just better off buying in singles. Or if you really want a rip card, go buy one on the secondary market and just rip it yourself. Because I know the lower end rip cards go for like 50 to $75. And if you want to do like a triple rip card, I think those are in the 150 to 250 range. Well, that's like, close to a box. Just go get the rip card and rip it yourself. You're probably going to have more fun than you would with the hobby box. So this is, again, I talk about how much I love this set. If I had infinite money, this is one I would spend a ton of money on this year. I just don't. And when it comes to the seeing what else is on the market, it's going to come down to, are the odds better this year? And what is the price going to be when it launches on Monday? Is it going to be a $110 box? Is it going to be a $150 box? Is it going to be a $200 box? And honestly, if it's like 1 to 125, I'll probably snag one. If it's in the 150 to 200 range, unless the odds have significantly improved, I just don't know if it's good for me. I also don't know. I'm sharing this info because I don't know if it'd be good for you, right? Would you rather have one, if this is a $200 box, would you rather have one of these or get two Topps flagship update, right? With Nick Kurtz rookies and like, I have to think two regular hobby updates are going to be better, or one jumbo hobby versus one of these if that's what the price is. So you're going to want to check the price. You're going to want to check the odds. Again, and there's some super cool stuff in here. Over on the, I don't have it up here, but like they have the lineup cards, which again, those are one of ones. I love those chase cards. They're so cool. It's Cal Raleigh with an, the one they show is Cal Raleigh with an autograph with him on the lineup card labeled Dumper, right? So the manager writes his name Dumper on the lineup card. They cut that out of the lineup card. They stick it on a card. He signs it. Oh my God, what a card, right? No doubt about it. That is just amazing. But it's a one of one, and there's only like they do that for like 10 to 25 players, and it's just they produce enough of this stuff where even though how cool of a card that is, like you're not gonna get it. So what's left is this other stuff, and I don't know if it's worth it at whatever price it launches at. So that is my take on 2025 Allen Ginter. Let me know if you've got additional thoughts or comments. Again, I'm going to be posting this on Sunday, which means it's going live on Monday. So if you're going for it, let me know what you're going for and engage in the comments. I love to talk to people. I'm still trying to grow the channel. We've been getting more engagement on these types of videos than my rips, which I was our viewership on ripping is down, and our viewership on videos like this is up. So maybe I need to do more stuff like this. So if you like this, let me know, and I will be happy to do more of it as I have time. I can't do this for every set, but for ones that I feel like I can speak somewhat confidently on and I enjoy, this definitely could be something I do more. So give us a like and subscribe, please. Check out our eBay store. We have a ton of great cards on there. Everything ranging from $1 to like $100, and everything in between. So it's a great way to support the channel, and you get something in return, a fair price card that may hopefully you want, and we can use it to buy more cards and keep ribbon. So give us a like and subscribe, and remember, girls are collectors too.